You can tell a person is the right one for you when they meet these 12 criteria. How do you know when you found the one? It's a series of green flags and red flags that are all addressable and without much friction. It shows you what you're looking for. I'm going to give you 12 key points to do this. So let's jump right in. Here are 7 green flags you need to be looking for in relationships that tell you the person is the one or is not. Green flag number 1, they really listen instead of just waiting to talk. This is a key point, and it sounds so cliche, but it's true. If someone is really the one for you and is ready for a healthy relationship, they'll be listening to you. They'll be actually stopping and listening. They're not waiting for their turn to override you, to act upon you, to overwhelm you. They're pausing and listening and reflecting on what you're saying, and they're taking in the information. This means they're ready to cooperate with you. They're going to have conversations with you. They're not going to be shouting over the top of you to get their voice heard when they're mad. Point number 2, green flag. They take ownership of their past mistakes. Have you met somebody who blames everybody else for their issues, who complains about every ex being crazy? They're always upset. It's never their fault. They always have a rationalization. Those people are hard to trust. It's because they're not taking ownership. They're not stable. So they will not fix the problems either. They're going to just keep repeating those patterns. Green flag, they take ownership and then they start talking about what to do about it. Green flag number 3, they solve problems with you, not alone. They're not a lone wolf. They are working together with you and saying, okay, what can we do about this? We had this struggle. We had this issue. How can we solve this together? Big problems, little problems, it's we language. It's team language. It's all right, you're having this issue, then we're having this issue. Let's work on it together. Let's just solve this together as a team. They bring you their concerns. They're open about their concerns. You're not having to dig and find out what's really bothering them. They're open about it, and they're very calm about it too. And that's point number 4. They don't become overly emotional when they could. There's times where all of us become a little emotional, but completely diving into it, giving into it, surrendering to the feelings, running into them. Oh, it's horrible. Totally irrational. They don't do that. They could and might get a little emotional, and then they pull back and say, wait a minute, blah, blah, blah. I need to manage this. And they don't become overly aggressive and emotional with their feelings. It's just, hey, this was unfortunate, but okay, what can we do about it? They shift to those solutions instead. Number 5, they are very upfront with concerns. When they say, hey, here is this problem. I've got this issue. All right, here's this problem. Here's this problem. Do you see this being a problem? They on the first couple dates, they start talking about compatibility. Hey, here's this. Here's a concern for me. What about this? What do you think of this? And they start bringing it up. They're talking about things that could kind of break you up. And then you solve them together. Go back to that other green flag. You solve those problems together. Green flag number 6, they have goals that you like. They want to accomplish something, and those things sound pretty cool to you. Their ambitions are like, wow, that's cool. I'd like to help you with that. Yeah, I'd love to be a part of that. I'd love to watch you do that. Cool, let's work on this together. They have goals. They actually have ambitions in life, places they want to go, and you like those things, and you want to support it. And the last green flag, number 7, their principles match yours. They are honest, integrity, compassion, courage, honor, all of these good kindnesses and charity. These match yours, and they live them out, and they encourage you to want to live yours out even more. And when you have problems, you go back to the principles instead of feelings. Hey, this happened, but you did this. That's not accordance with this principle. It's not you did this and it made me feel. You did this, and hey, that doesn't seem to match this. Let's talk about that. Principles are everything, and your principles line up. And they actually line up. You're both living them. Now, these are the green flags. Let's talk about some red flags that you need to address and you need to talk about. Checking for green flags, good. Addressing red flags, also good. Because every couple and every relationship has some red flags. Here's the ones you should be checking for. When you find a red flag and you address it, you bring it up, do they get defensive about it? Do they, well, I don't know, but how dare you? Or, well, that's not my fault. And the defensiveness, the anger, the agitation, do they get up or do they, that's a good point. And they start thinking about, do they think or do they get agitated? Do they think? Are they open, defensive? Where are they at? How do they emotionally respond to it? Number 2, then, do they own it? Yes, you're right. That is a problem. I can see how that's a problem. I didn't think about that before. Thank you for pointing that out. Okay, I'm going to have to do something about this. Here's what I think I want to do. Addressing red flags, number 2. Addressing red flags, step number 3. Do they fix it? A lot of people don't know how to understand when somebody's going to fix it. At the end of week 2, they should be going up instead of tapering off. If they're not really going to fix it, they're just trying to make you happy, the good behaviors start tapering off because you're not pushing them anymore. The external pressure has gone away. If they've really changed it, the internal pressure starts ramping up at week 2. Week 3, you're like, whoa, calm down. You don't have to be that good of a person. You're like calming them down from it, but they're enjoying it and taking off and doing great. And the new behavior has fully programmed and is leading to even other good changes. That's how you tell when someone's actually fixing the problem. And number 4, addressing red flags. Do they keep their word? Are they doing that? Are they actually fixing it? And then are they following through on that? Are they flaking on you on all these dates? And then you call it out and they're like, oh yeah, I'm totally going to fix it. Do they keep their word? Do they have integrity? Huge, huge, huge piece, because you can't have a relationship if they're lying to you or just bailing on you. And number 5, big one, with red flags. Do they call you on your red flags that they see? Do they bring it up and say, hey, you know what? This is a concern for me. Let's talk about this. Do they then work on those things with you? That's the other piece. Do they call you on them and work together? Or do they say, hey, this is wrong and I don't like it and you better fix it? That's a red flag in itself. Do they have the red flags? Hey, I'm seeing this. What do we got to do to address this? What can we do? Let's talk this through. That right there, big piece. All of these are big pieces. All these 12 signs, if they're positive pieces on all 12, all of these are good signs that you have found the one, that you can make this work. You can build this into a lifelong relationship because all of these pieces are conducive to working as a team, being a couple, having trust, and solving problems together. All of these 12 flags is what you need to be checking for. And if they're good, you can move forward with confidence. If this has been helpful, jump into my next video, how to bulletproof your marriage against affairs and divorce, because that right there will show you how to bond to this person now that you've found the one, stay with them and connect with them for life and bulletproof that relationship. Please follow. I've got so many more of these tips coming. Drop me a line down below on which of these 12 is most important to you and which one you see that you need to start addressing, maybe that you haven't in the past. Thank you.